Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of our Forgotten Classics series. Today we are starting with DerVasall. Let us see how DerVasall starts a game. He starts a game slaughtering a sheep. Now he has created an extra villager, so he is housed now as he has not created another house. Doing that now and scouting extra sheep. Still, DerVasall surprising us with some unorthodox strategies, and I am excited to see if in this game DerVasall actually decides to go into battle. To the right of the Vassal, we are having his ally, Gummibaer. Gummibaer in the pocket position for his team, playing in the green, slaughtered his first sheep, another 3 sheep, not finding his extra sheep or his boar so far, but he's scouting. I am sure that he will get there. Gummibaer having a very strong performance in the first game, falling off a little bit in the last game. Let's see if today he can be back to his old strength. And over to the right, at the right flank of their team, is Please, playing in the red, killing 2 sheep at once, now bringing in 2 more sheep, and he also is struggling at the moment to find his boar or the extra sheep. Let us have a look at the map now. The map is Ghost Lake. We can see this vast expanse of ice in the middle of the map. You can walk over there with units, but no buildings can be created there. There are relics, 1 relic here and 1 to the east, and there's also sheep scattered on this ice, so it pays for the players to scout the ice early on. Now let us look over at the other side of the map, where the opposing team is playing. In the yellow we have our legend Jordan 23 having a very strong performance in the last game, and I am interested to see if he can keep up his level of play from the last game, where he defeated almost by himself his opponent Please. Of course, this time he is on the opposite side of Please, so he will probably go for a different strategy as he is taking his first boar. To the north of Jordan 23 we have Hades in the pocket position for his team, playing in pink, creating his lumber camp a bit far away from the wood line. Could have placed it maybe a tile further to the right. Scouting one of his boars that he might be taking now. Let us see how he is doing with the boar. He does not have loom, so has to be very on point with his boar. Shooting the boar twice, taking the first hit. Will he make it back to the town center in time? Will be close. Boar will get at least another hit, and then it depends if he can garrison the villager fast enough. Villager on 2 hit points now, and he's garrisoning. Hades not letting it slip up, on point with his boar lure, safely taking the first boar, and the villager on 3 HP now going to the wood line. That is a bit of a risky move. Better to keep your injured villagers close to your town center. Over to the north, in the blue, is the 3rd player of Jordan and Hades' teams, Borsty. Borsty taking his first boar, now going for his second boar. Borsty also doesn't have loom, but and he shoots the boar only once, a mistake he made as well in the last game. Now he's shooting it again. Boar is coming in, should have no problem of getting it in safely. Should garrison the villager. Start shooting it with the other villagers. No, it doesn't decide to garrison, but the boar gets distracted by the sheep and gets shot down. No trouble whatsoever for Borsty. Let's start to have a look at the players' maps. Now, Ghost Lake can be a bit tricky to wall, as this expanse of ice in front of the players' bases prevents any buildings, so they would need to wall very close to their town center. These berries right there from Borsty are very exposed and will be not able to wall them against range units if his opponent, Food Please, decides to create these range units. We haven't discussed the civs yet. Borsty playing as the Aztecs, his ally, Jordan 23 Italians, Hades playing as the Magyars, and the same civs for the opposing teams, Food Please, Aztecs, Gummibaer playing as the Italians, and DerVasall as the Magyars. As we can see on the minimap, Food Please is going out with his Eagle Scout to look for these sheep on the ice, and he has found 3 already. Should bring them in now before any of the other players steals them away from him. Borsty is Xing Food Please. Jordan is Xing Gummibaer. Very good communication in the team at the north of the map, in Jordan's team, as Gummibaer having a ton of idle villages where the berries were. He's thinking about sending them to wood. No, running back now again. He's very undecisive of what to do with these villagers, and they are not working. They're just remaining idle for all this time. Now he's thinking about killing a sheep, but not here, Gummibaer. Bring the sheep to the mill or to your town center and kill it there. Very messy for Gummibaer. He's chopping stragglers. He's out of wood. No, he has a lot of wood, but he didn't create a lumber camp. These villagers had to run very long distances to bring in the wood. Not ideal at all at Gummibaer. We haven't looked at DerVasall for a while. DerVasall now being scouted by Jordan 23, as Jordan 23 is advancing to the castle age at 25 population. So a little bit late if he wants to stage a feudal attack, but a bit early for a fast castle. You can see Borsty, his ally, already in the feudal age, and now Jordan attacking a villager of DerVasall, but DerVasall fending him off with 6 villagers. A bit of an overreaction, and DerVasall building a nice town, but he should build these houses towards the front of his base to create a bit of a wall off, because he is wide open. And Hades here in the pink, not clicking up. Maybe he wants to go for a fast castle strategy. Now clicking up at 28 population. This looks like a fast castle indeed, as he's being attacked by Gummibaer and loses a villager. Strong play from Gummibaer. He's still in Dark Age, but somehow Hades did not react. No, this must have been the weak villager from earlier that was weakened by the boar on 3 hit points. So Gummibaer, he was able to spot that villager and he picked him off right from the wood line. This is why the weak villager should be working underneath the TC, and very strong from Gummibaer to recognize that. Borsty bringing up stone walls. A very defensive player is Borsty. He likes his walls, and I don't like the position of this wall too much. The gold can still be reached, and also is walling out his secondary gold here. Could have walled here, for example, and here. So since he's walling, I assume he's not creating much military. Barracks is up, but no archery range, no stables. Nothing going on at Borsty's base. Hades now feudal age, and Food Please is also creating a wall off. Still open here. These walls are not closed yet, but maybe he will get there eventually, as he is building a blacksmith and creating archers. So Food Please going for a feudal age attack. Hades is already on the way up to castle age, so it looks like team of Hades and Jordan and Borsty is getting ahead. Of course, Jordan now also being in the feudal age, creating a house wall, having a blacksmith, and creating archers himself. Food Police's archers are now in on Borsty's mill, and Borsty ringing the town bell. He has no military to defend. He's just now created an archery range. He is creating his first archer, but he needs more to defend. The sheep are stolen from Food Police. 4 archers and a skirmisher, so that is enough to start killing villagers. Borsty's economy could still be working, but he seems very flustered by this attack and had some idols there for a moment. Still villagers inside this town center. Now creating spearmen, which is not ideal at all against archers. As Hades now reaching the castle age, maybe Hades can bring this dicey situation back for his team, send some knights or send some crossbowmen to his teammate to help out, as Borsty is struggling right here. Now the archers moving in on the wood line. No reaction from the military of Borsty. He should stop creating spearmen, instead maybe build a second archery range to create more archers and skirmishers. Is anything going on the other side of the map? We have archers from Jordan 23 moving on Vasall's woodline. Vasall tries to fend them off with villagers, but that's not a good idea. He should run, and losing 2 villagers as he's fleeing towards his town center. The scout of Jordan attacking the farm. Now Food Police's army is being cleaned out by these spearmen and archers of Borsty, so Borsty can go back focused on his economy. Vasall, he looks he looks like he has nothing to defend against Jordan. Jordan now castle age, creating crossbowmen, and DerVasall he's looking dead already. He has nothing to fight against his crossbowman, and Jordan decides he's still staying there. Still wants to pick off more villagers. I thought he might run straight over to Gummibaer, who is still in the feudal age and now creating spearmen. He looks wide open. No chance of defending against the crossbowmen of Jordan 23, but lucky for Gummibaer, they stay at DerVasall. It seems like the team of Gummibaer and Food Police have decided to not send any help to their ally DerVasall. Vasall being left out on its own. Gummibaer advances to the castle age and taking tons of damage. On the other side of the map, his militia stand no chance against these crossbowmen. On the other side of the map, knights being sent by Hades, probably trying to help his ally Borsty against Food Police. Food Police has created an archery range forward, but that could be taken out by these knights from Hades. Now barracks coming up. Maybe he wants to go for archers and pikemen, or for archers and eagles, as his Food Police in the castle age. Almost, he is advancing to the castle age. As now an joint army of Borsty and Hades coming in, taking down that villager before the barracks gets finished. Looking dicey again for the team of Food Police, Gummibaer and DerVasall. They are being pressured in the east by Hades and Borsty, and in the west by these crossbowmen of Jordan 23. Now the knights and archers arrive at the base of Food Police. Food Police looks like he should have enough to defend here if he brings in these spearmen to pikemen. Now he's upgraded them to pikemen. Very good decision, so he could fend off these knights. And the knights decide to run back. Still missing second armor upgrade. Borsty still being in the feudal age, and these archers cannot stand up against the crossbowmen. Where is Borsty? Where is Hades running with these knights to the corner of the map? still sheep and a scout of Jordan 23, and Jordan 23 now sending army over as well. He decides that he has damaged DerVasall enough. The economy of Vasall working again, but DerVasall massively behind. Will take him a long time to recover from this. He's still in the feudal age, whilst all the other players now are in the castle age. Let's see if Borsty advancing the castle age, but the other players are castle age. These knights still hiding from Hades. Maybe they want to strike a surprise attack. This barracks not being rebuilt. Food Please has withdrawn to this position closer to his base. As the attack of Gummibaer is coming in, the attack of Jordan is coming in on Gummibaer. Gummibaer's single knight gets taken out, and the villagers at the mill are being attacked. Looking dicey for Gummibaer. A wolf even joining Jordan in his attack and should be able to defend this villager, but Jordan decides to move back. He has seen enough pikemen to be convinced that this... But now the knights, I missed those knights. Gummibaer sent over some knights to Borsty's base and now raiding him, and Borsty, for the second time in this game, has to abandon his lumber, and well, this is a horrible lumber camp anyway. His villagers are half a screen away from the lumber camp, but now having enough spearmen for Gummibaer to be forced back. He just keeps running around, keeps distracting Borsty, and Borsty looking very messy as crossbowmen and pikemen of Food Please are moving in, hiding between the houses of Borsty as knights of Hades come in to clean them up, but he cannot get us around and decides to move back and wait for reinforcements from Borsty before he fights this. Will clear them up eventually, but this is keeping them occupied, and at the moment, whilst Hades was sending out these knights, he is vulnerable at home, and now the knights of Gummibaer are moving in on the woodline of Hades. Gummibaer bringing on the strong plays today after killing that villager on the woodline earlier, now slaughtering villagers with his knights. Could research the attack upgrades, so villagers would be killed off more faster, but it's doing enough damage as it is. Just very slow reaction of Hades' castle, defending his gold, but not his woodline. But that is a very good position of the castle, so his exposed main gold is safe. Now he's creating knights, more knights, Hades, and cleans up these knights from Gummibaer. On the other side of the map, surprisingly, it seems that Food Please's army has been cleaned up eventually, but he has more pikemen, more crossbowmen, building an extra town center, creating some army here. He is not being hit at home. Looks like he's fully walled. No, he's still open to the back. Weird house wall, could just wall off here and here. Gummibaer being attacked again. Jordan 23. It looks like Jordan 23 is quite a bit ahead on Gummibaer, but has so far not managed to do major damage to Gummibaer. Maybe now, as his knights and his crossbowmen are moving in. First villager going down. Gummibaer is not reacting yet. He should send his villagers back to his town center, otherwise they will all go down. Where is Gummibaer focusing? Is he building a second town center over here? House walls over here. Maybe he has sneak villagers running over to Hades' base, but at home he's getting destroyed. He's not looking. Maybe now he's garrisoned his town center, but it's a bit late. He's lost so many villagers. Let's look at his population. Gummibaer, 47 population, as low as Borsty now, and Borsty of course has been severely hit earlier. Siege Workshop will not help him to defend against the knight. Gummibaer in big trouble, and if his economy gets wiped out, what will his forward villagers do? Now building a town center. Maybe he wants to reboom between the two enemy players, between Hades and Borsty. That could work, but he needs to make sure that he doesn't lose his entire home base. It's now more villagers on the gold will go down. This Vasall is not sending any help. Food Please is not sending. No, Food Please now finally sending help. It's a bit late. Maybe there are some communication issues in that team. I don't see them acting as much as Jordan and Borsty. And what a massacre. Gummibaer, 34 population being decimated. And Food Please now standing by the town center. He needs to move forward. He needs to attack Jordan's army. Otherwise, this game will be over. If already see Food Please and Gummibaer and Vasall are almost 1,000 points behind the opponent's team. The siege workshop now being attacked. I question this decision to build a siege workshop there. Is this just some sheep of Borsty? No, this is still here. Finally, Jordan being repelled. It's crossbowmen. Food Please are attacking, but the knights moving in on them. That they might be too strong. The knights of Jordan 23. It's too few pikemen by Food Please. This army will be cleaned up. Food Please did not send enough help, and Jordan now having a massive lead, 5,000 points, 1,000 points over the second player, Food Please, and Food Please meanwhile having a skirmish against Borsty, but this doesn't matter. Even if he wins this skirmish, his ally Gummibaer is again being decimated by the knights and the crossbowmen of Jordan 23. And at all this time, Jordan 23 is safe at home, safely booming away. Second town center is up, collecting wood on a very messy wood line. Could use some extra lumber camps, but he only wants to build one lumber camp per wood line, it seems. But doesn't matter, because on the front, he's now building rams, more knights coming in. DerVasall sending men-at-arms, but rightfully sees that he has to run away. These knights, they would just slaughter the men-at-arms. And Gummibaer building a castle, but with 2 villagers. Jordan 23, he can see the castle as well. Moving in with his rams now. Oh no, this castle might go down before it's even completely built. Gummibaer luckily sending more villagers, but oh no, the knights are moving in. Is this the end of Gummibaer? As his villagers getting slaughtered. This castle will not finish, and 3 rams attacking it at the base. Even if it would go up now, it would be too late. Gummibaer looks dead. Except for his little base in the north. He's being gutted. Castle going down. And Gummibaer building a town center in the south. Now tons of villagers again running around, not knowing what they should do. And we just saw Jordan clicking up to the Imperial Age, so once he will be in the Imperial Age as the Italians, he might upgrade his Knights to Cavalier, he might upgrade his crossbowmen to Arbalists, maybe he will go for some gunpowder or for the Italian foot soldier, the Condottiero. He could do anything. He's got tons of resources not being disturbed. Gummibaer actually has quite some gold saved up, but not enough other resources, and he should put these resources into use to create military now. Barracks coming up. He will need more than just pikemen, because there are crossbowmen mixed in from Jordan. Jordan building a siege workshop. Now maybe DerVasall can attack that siege workshop or the villagers of Jordan 23, but no, he and his sheep and his villager are moving. Maybe they have the plan of helping Gummibaer against Jordan 23, but it's too late. His main base has already been destroyed. Now the knights being attacked. That's good. These weak knights going down. So 2 knights going down, maybe a third. Now the rams getting attacked by these men-at-arms. Is DerVasall? Yeah, Vasall is in Castle Age. Could upgrade these men-at-arms to longswordsmen. And managing to take out 2 of the 3 rams. Third ram still standing and will continue to take out Gummibaer's base on the other side of the map. Finally, an attack being launched by Please on Borsty, now pressuring that goal that we talked about earlier, that these walls should have been a bit more further forward. As usual, Borsty built fortified walls. Very safe player, very defensive player. Although his front is not walled off, so if Please were to change his angle of attack, he could do a lot of damage. And we're not seeing... Oh no, just as I was saying that we're not seeing much from Hades. He is moving into Please's base with a formidable raiding force of 5 knights and 3... What is those? Magyar hussars, some something like light cavalry, and causing Please to idle his farms, but Please, well defended with these 2 town centers, manages to repel Hades for now. And Gummibaer now sending gold to his ally Please. So Please, maybe he can create more crossbowmen. Now the army cavaliers of Jordan 23 moving in on Please, and Please is open. He has not completed a wall towards this wood line, and looking very dicey now for Please as the cavaliers are moving in. Not enough pikemen here to defend. So this will be heavy losses for Please. He has to garrison his town centers. These cavaliers still lacking some upgrades, but strong enough to destroy Please's economy here. And Please just trying to get into these walls of Borsty, but Borsty is building a castle behind, so even if Please manages to get in, he will not be able to do much damage. He really needs to change his angle of attack, maybe go to the west. Cavaliers now attacking other areas of his base. I don't see how the team of Gummibaer, Please, and Vasall can come back from this. They are almost 2,000 points behind the enemy's team now. Gummibaer doing a good job rebooming in the corners of the map, but I don't see his military and more army being sent by Jordan 23 to attack Please, whilst Please just cannot do much damage against Hades, and now he's losing his mangonels against the Knights of Hades. Very good teamwork there by Hades and Borsty. Hades now up to the Imperial Age. Please on the way up now as well, but quite a bit behind Hades and Jordan 23, and a huge clump of villagers at Borsty's base. These must be at least 30 idols. Not sure where they are coming from. Now starting to retask them. Yeah, Borsty, he manages to defend from Please, but not much, not doing much else at the moment. Bringing in a relic, that's good. Meanwhile, what is the Vasall doing? He's launching an attack. He is launching an attack onto Jordan 23, taking down Jordan's arbalests, and he's almost through these walls. What does Jordan have to defend from the Vasall? As Vasall's army is approaching his walls, Jordan's economy is undefended. It's ready for the picking. The Vasall now, his first attack of this game, maybe his first attack since the return from his retirement. How will it go for DerVasall? Knights moving in very slowly because they're grouped up with these longswordsmen. In fact, now they start attacking the villagers. First villagers going down. No reaction from Jordan. He's not expecting this attack. Monk with the relic will be picked off as well. And this is just as Jordan's arbalest launching an attack onto Food Please. Maybe this will be enough of a distraction. Well, if he realizes, if it actually distracts Jordan, to enable Food Please to fend him off. Now attacking the town center even. He will actually take down the town center without Jordan even noticing. What an ingenious surprise attack by our Grey player. And Jordan, meanwhile, focusing on Food Please, but only attacking houses. Where is his focus? Jordan, what a slip up, now sending one cavalier. But only one. Now repairing the town center, now he has noticed, but it's too late. Town center will go down. Now just about to get down the town center, but now being cleaned up by Jordan 23. And Jordan, what about DerVasall? Does he have any plans for further attacks? He's sending more knights. Is DerVasall actually able to defeat Jordan? Jordan, meanwhile, continuing his attack. He's not distracted too much. Now rebuilding his town center, and he has some cavaliers prepared now, some monks, but maybe he didn't expect the timing of the attack as there's no reaction. Now cavaliers engaging, the monk is healing. Now Jordan has noticed it, starts the conversion, but the monk goes down before getting a conversion, and the knights, just with sheer numbers, they overwhelm the cavaliers. And again, they could be taking down the town center of Jordan. Now, looking back at Vasall, finally his knights are being cleaned up. Cavaliers just too strong. Jordan is now out for revenge. He will soon launch an attack on the Vasall. But first, he will take down Food Please. Taking down Food Please's castle and his trebuchets, and now shooting his villagers. And the pincer grip on Food Please is closing in. Paladins, strong upgrades. Gummibaer advances to the Imperial Age, but I think it doesn't matter. I think it is too late. Paladins, pikemen moving in the south. Jordan has already shot down one of the town centers now with his ram on the second. Food Please tries to reboom here in the east of the map, but it will not take long, I'm sure, until these paladins of Hades will find him and destroy him. Food Please's villagers are running. Jordan is Xing, he has seen them. Food Please trying to build a town center very close to Jordan's archery range, but one arbalest already spotting him, following him. And Jordan sending more arbalests. Gummibaer finally now launching his attack onto Hades, but Hades as paladins, it will be difficult for Gummibaer to make any progress with just pikemen. I'm not sure if Italians do get the halberdier upgrade. He could create these crossbowmen from his castle. I think they're good against cavalry. Maybe Gummibaer not being aware of that. Instead he's creating condotieros. They will not stand up well against the paladins. And I'm expecting the GG any moment now, as Borsti just advanced to the Imperial Age, so all the players from Jordan's team are now in the Imperial Age. Jordan launching a massive attack onto Vasall. Nothing stopping his cavaliers and arbalests from wiping out the entire base of DerVasall. Gummibaer, Foot Please, and DerVasall are not resigning. What are they hoping to achieve now? Sure, there is a trebuchet from Gummibaer now taking out a town center of Hades, but Hades just needs to engage and end this little attack force. Should create trebuchets of his own now, take out Gummibaer's castle, and maybe this will cause Gummibaer to resign. DerVasall is close to being defeated. He has market. Maybe he will be defeated with the destruction of that market. Yeah, 0 population, DerVasall. I think it will only take this market to go down before DerVasall is defeated. He sent the resources to his allies, very clever. So with his last breath, DerVasall supporting his allies now being defeated, and that should be really the sign for Foot Please and Gummibaer now to call the game as well. They're just refusing to resign, as Gummibaer building a town center behind this castle. Not sure what that is about. If the castle goes down, so will the town center. Failing to see anything by Hades at the moment. He's created a condottiero. Look at how broad and massive this condottiero is standing. But he should really keep creating more paladins, and instead now going for maybe for condottieros, for infantry certainly now. A trebuchet from Hades being created. Gummibaer now attacking the castle of Hades, and I think this castle of Hades will actually go down. Nothing defending it. A trade card by Borsty being sent to Jordan. Borsty now moving in. Jaguar warriors onto Gummibaer, and Gummibaer has nothing to resist against these elite Jaguar warriors. Skirmishers and pikemen, or here just skirmishers, will not do it. Jaguar warriors retreating a little bit. Borsty is a cautious player, as we know. He will eventually clean out these skirmishers. I wonder what Vasall is thinking now as he's sitting on the couch next to his allies who are still fighting. Maybe he's encouraging them. Maybe he is telling them to just keep going and revenge me. Indeed, Foot Please now launching an attack against Borsty, and it does not look like Borsty is prepared to defend against this. But as I say that, the Cavaliers of Jordan have found one of the bases of Foot Please and are now attacking him, and they should be able to take out this small base very quickly, and then Foot Please will have very little resources to create army. Still not taking out that town center as his ram went down, and now his army is being repelled. Borsty's castle has been cleared out. He built a second castle behind, just clinging on to this game, but it should be over now. There's only 3 areas where the opponents are still clinging on. This Gummibaer in the very north and the very south, and the third corner, Foot Please, in the very east. Should be obvious where they are hiding out and should be cleared out. Foot Please resigned finally, and I expect that any moment now Gummibaer will resign as well, and the victory can be claimed by Jordan, Borsty, and Hades. There we go. Game is over. What a long game. Once again, supreme performance by Jordan, who was first weakening DerVasall and then taking out the base of Gummibaer. Meanwhile, Hades and Borsty were attacking Foot Please. Foot Please's help for Gummibaer was too late. DerVasall tried to launch an attack on Jordan and managed to damage him quite a bit, but he was repelled by Jordan. and Jordan could proceed to wipe out DerVasall's base, then wipe out Food Please's base, whilst Gummibaer was trying to launch an attack in the north against Hades, but Hades was able to hold, and with the help of Jordan he was eventually pushed back, and Food Please's attack on Borsty did not succeed. Borsty was able to hold, as he is a defensive expert, so eventually they had to resign and call this game. Congratulations to the victors of Jordan, Borsty and Hades. Now let's have a quick look at the achievements. Overwhelming lead of Jordan, 23, more than double the points of any of the other players. In military, Jordan killing almost 500 units, Food Please losing almost 400. So these were the two most active players. Gummibaer also fighting a lot of battles, and Hades, DerVasall and Borsty being very active this time as well, but not having as much militaries as these bottom three players. Largest army, of course, Jordan, 23. Economy wise, Jordan ahead on all resources. Borsty the only one who was trading. DerVasall sending a good amount of tribute to his allies, but it was not enough for them to fend off their opponents. Jordan being the first to Imperial Age, giving him a massive advantage. Vasall not even reaching it. Villager wise, also Jordan being ahead, and only Jordan and Borsty had relics. A very convincing victory for Jordan, Hades and Borsty, taking it to 2 victories in a row. So let us see if Gummibaer, Food Please and DerVasall will be victorious in the next game.